In the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, a warm welcome to you all. This is the Virtuous Woman's program coming your way live from the Inside Studios. And as always, I am your host, Osikeni Susie Georges. You know, work can be a calling only if it is reimagined as a mission to service to something beyond merely your own interest. Something that you do with your whole heart, seeing it as a service unto God. As part of our program on the Virtuous Woman, we sometimes want to acknowledge and pick up our very own women in ministry. Why? We want to learn from them. We want to learn from their experience as they share with us. As part of one of the main aim of this studio is to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so we have taken it upon ourselves to know our great men and women who are in our midst. As I said, we want to learn from them. And so just as we did some time ago last year, this time also we have gone to pick one great woman, yes, a great woman who through her works have earned herself to be, as Mommy Lady Reverend Evelyn will call her, the David of our time. She calls her our nation's worshipper. Yes, we have gone out of her busy schedule. She has accepted to come and share parts of her story with us so that we will know her better. Some of the things that you don't know about her, today you will get to know. She is going to share with us. And so without wasting much of your time, we have with here our mommy. She is a mother actually. She is a woman, a mother. She is a career woman. A lot. I don't have to say everything, but as time goes on, as she shares, you will hear more of her. She's no other person than our mommy, Lady Pastor Julie Esel Bebley. Lady Pastor, you are very much welcome to the Virtuous Woman.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We are grateful to have you. We are grateful for you to have accepted to come and share part of your life, your ministry with us. Yes. As I said, mommy she's a woman, she's a mother, she is a wife, she is a career woman, she has a ministry, she is a lady pastor, and she is also a pastor herself. And so I will just pick this one right away from her. Mommy, how do you put together all this as a mother, as a wife, as a woman with her own career, as a pastor? This one, she is not only Osofo Mami, she is also Asafo Mami. So we are combining all together. How do you put everything together?
Well, I strongly believe that anytime you have a call, and if really you have been called by God, it gives you the strength. Like you rightly said, it's not really easy. One of the things I've come to realize is that when you have a desire of doing something, and when anything that you do that you find it at ease, that is, let me just put this idea that when you are doing something and there is that something you feel at ease in doing those things, that is really your area where God has called you. And so at times it does not really matter how tired and how difficult it is you find yourself. The moment you enter into that place that, okay, I am tired though, but I know I have to do this, there is that kind of strength that comes upon you, and you forget about the fact that you were even tired. You went to work maybe for 8 hours, for 6 hours, and you just come back. And so I believe that the Bible, the scriptures made us to understand that it affects the call. And so whenever you are being called to do something, it is difficult as a mother, as a wife, as you rightly you said, as a mommy, as a pastor, as a worshiper, it's a lot. But I know that it is all by grace. You know, when the grace comes upon you, you can do the undoable. Let me put it as
wow.
Grace, yeah.
As she has rightly said, it is when it is a call, when it is something you do at ease without struggle, that is really your call. And so God gives you that strength to carry on. Lady Pastor Julie. Who is Lady Pastor Julie ASL Baby? If we don't know you.
Okay, let me say, Lady Pastor Julie, normally women don't say their age on platforms and social media, but in my 40s, and at times people like, no, are you kidding me? I said, no, I'm getting there. I'm old. I'm 5 years. It's like, you look young, but I'm not all that young. And so the Estelle is my surname. That's my father's name. I was born in Takwa. And raised up a bit there, let's say around the age of 8, 9. Came to Kumasi because my parents transferred from Takwa to Kumasi. And so I grew up in Kumasi. I schooled in Kumasi. Julie has 3 children, Daniel, Jed, and Maggie. 2 boys, 1 girl. And married to Prophet Solomon Beverly. And so the Beverly is my husband's name.
Okay.
And so that is.
We have always called mommy Isel, but if you don't know, today she is Mrs. Beverly. She is Asafumame and Sofumame Beverly. Wow. Mommy, which means you are a fancy.
Yes, I am fancy.
But we never hear you speak fancy.
No. Then I better can fanta.
No, let's not go there at all. No. Yeah, because of the English, Italian, and most of the time the Chi being the most spoken language.
Exactly.
We don't hear you
Exactly.
Wow.
Most times when I meet people and they are speaking fancy, and then I begin to speak fancy, they are like, But you speak fancy, that's the yes. When I meet somebody who really wants to speak the fancy, I speak it. Even though it has been a very long time, I went to Tapa since I left, but I still have the language.
Wow. And so, mommy, let's say growing up, you hear most women say, okay, I wanted to be this, but I ended up doing that. Growing up, what did you wanted to become?
Let's say, growing up, when my parents came to Kumasi, I stayed with my grandma. May her soul rest in peace. I stayed with my grandma a bit, and my auntie was also a church of Pentecost. And so my grannies, they were Catholics. By my aunties, they were somewhere going to Pentecost and other places. And so I follow, when you are young, you follow everyone. You follow me go. You just follow everyone because, but then that kind of desire in singing. And so I have a younger brother who is right after me, Prophet Stephen Estel. If you have seen Estel, that's my younger brother.
Okay.
And so, 2 of us. So this is my auntie at times when they are having programs, 2 of us. And then we will be going there and be singing. 2 of us, me, myself, and my brother. I remember we were very, very little, but then we're just doing that. But as a young girl, some things like that, you take it for fun, even though you love doing it, but it's for fun. You go and then they dash you a little money, you are very happy, and most times you want to go there again. But as I was growing up, you feel there is something inside you, but you can't really understand what really it is. And I remember that in school, one of the things I wanted to do is to be a secretary or a nurse, because I love to interact with people. When I was a bit shy those times, let me put it that way, but then when it comes to a point of doing something, I don't look at the faces of the people. in school when we were doing play, you know, those times to play.
Mm-hmm.
I did this one. I am a little sailor boy. I came from the sea.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember that.
Mm.
If you don't remember that, you are still young.
Yes, of course. Of course, mommy. It was another era.
I remember in my Catholic school in Tapa, I acted that side of the lady, and it was really awesome. But then, you know, gradually in school, I wanted to be nurse or secretary, so that was what I wanted really to be. Along the way, you know, things changes, and then you have these prophecies. You know, my mother also at a point, God, the call of God came upon her, and then my mom is a prophetess, and now she is a prophetess.
Wow.
And so my father, but along the way they separated, and so they don't live together again anymore. But my mom then never married again, and so she's still doing the work of God. We were in my mom's church. I grew up in the church, but then doing the work of God, we were all thinking that it was my brother who was supposed to do it. So I remember when my mom, the land that they have, we did half of it is for a church building, and half is a school, a private school. And my mom on the private school, she gave it to me, and then the church gave it to my brother, because we know that all of us, we knew he was the one that really supposed to. But then you see, when you are growing up and God has really spotted you, it takes a time and a process and gradual process before maybe you get there or you acknowledge the fact that no, this is your area. But for the singing, I remember in the choir of the church, I was singing in the choir. And so the singing aspect has been right from my infancy till now.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the call is really, it is in the house, and so everybody has the call.
Exactly. Wow. It is in the house. I remember one for my mom. I remember when I took this little ones, or even when the moment I give birth, my mom would be like, Erade said that they capture, oh God, while I told you that my descendants, all of them, they will become men and women of God. And so even with their grannies, she has started prophesying. And so it is in the house. Let me do this.
The power of a mother that prays. Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
May God give us that grace that whatever we prophesy or we declare upon our children will come to pass one day.
Amen.
Wow. Wow. Mommy, on the prayer thread with Reverend Evelyn, Mommy Evelyn, you said that a man met you. I don't know which era or which, at what age you were, but you said you went to church and a man approached you and he said, this up and down with petrol and all that, you are going up and down, check. What will you get from it? And that phrase really got into you, and the answer you gave to the man was that you know where you are coming from. That is why. And that statement really got into me, and I said, let me ask, Mommy, where are you coming from? What is your story?
All right. And thank you so much for this question. Wow, so you were there, you were listening to all this. Well, of course, I know where I am coming from, and I know how far the Lord has brought me. You know, when you are growing up as a young lady, as a girl, that you are growing up, at a point in your life, you realize that it's like, as our young people used to say, I am grown, and I want to do this, I want to do that. And so even when you are being told, you know, don't go to this place, you tell them, I am even coming from that place, don't worry. I have been there already. You know, I said I know where God has brought me. You know, most times, let me say in the olden days, you know, most times men and women of God, they have a lot of time with the church members, and their prayers, everything is about the church members. And most times we forget that we have family. We think that the family is already covered. And so we don't do anything, maybe we don't wage war because we see them every time around whatever, you understand. But then I quite remember that as I was growing up, at a point in my life, I realized that I had spiritual marriage. So it was really, really disturbing. I never saw myself, a man coming to sleep with me. And so if somebody tells me, I will not believe it. But then until I was growing up, and then the very things that were happening to me, because I was somebody that I don't know, but I am easily spotted when I am at a place. And then you realize that it's like somebody wants to give you something, but at that point, the person changed the mind. It was something that I was continuously, I saw myself to be somewhere very far and not where I am at that time. And so I started myself. I try to remember that at times I keep hearing in me that you have grown. Now you have to fight and pray for yourself. At times you relax, because you think somebody's praying for you. Yeah, and that was what happened, because I know it's like my mother is praying for me, my father is praying for me, so I don't have a problem. Eat, you sleep. You are just going ups and down, and then all that is that you are just going to sing, and you just get up and you are singing. But then forgetting the fact that, and so I would say that my parents, I bless God for their lives, but when the attention gets so much to the church members, if you are not careful, before you turn back, your children is also somewhere. The enemy has pumped in. And that is really what happened. And so the enemy really frustrated my life. Because it frustrated my life to the extent that it's like, what God has said concerning you, they will not want to see it coming. And so it has really affected me, especially in the area of marriage. When you are doing everything that you're supposed to do as a woman, but at the end of the day, Italian will say they will give you that. It is like you don't know what's happened, you don't know what they have done, but it's not working. It's not really working. It has happened a lot, so many times, and so I was like, at a point, in stages, you touch this one, that this thing belongs to you, but before you realize somebody else have to take it. This one you're supposed to. And so at a point in my life, I remember sometime I decided to go to Germany. I went to Germany. Because I said I wanted to marry a white man because they are romantic. So in Germany, for example, and it's very interesting. I was in Germany short time. I had very nice work. I was very, very slim, and so the slim thing.
You are still slim, mommy. You are still slim. You are still on point.
So by God's grace, I met a guy, and then this guy was very good, university guy, a white German. At a point, I had a very nice work, babysitting. The whole house is like for me and that baby. This woman wants to take me as everything. I slept one day, just had a vision, and the vision was I was at a train station with all my belongings. And then the person was telling me that I wake up and I hear, you have to go back to Italy. You don't belong to this place. What I want you to do, getting married to a white man will not help you, and you can't do that. And in Germany, I listened to that voice because in Germany I was living with one woman, taking in as my auntie. A guy came into my life. This guy, guys normally do something for you if they have slept with you. This guy had never slept with you, but was doing everything, rented apartment, wants to buy. Even when I say I want to buy second-hand kitchen set, so no, I want to buy brand new. My dear, by the time I realized, when I called this guy, he will not even think again. The reason being is that the very person that I've taken in like an auntie spoiled me, destroyed me, said a whole lot of things about me to the guy. And so if somebody that is your auntie, go tell somebody who wants to get married to you that Would you allow the plane to go? No. And this guy just went. This guy just all of a sudden, the apartment is there, everything is there. Just that one day he just told me, listen, I have paid for 3 months rent for you. You can manage it. If after that you don't want to stay, you can pay from their house. Wow. Wow. It was so hurting. Very, very painful. But I just thank God. I didn't give in also. Painful, but then I placed my special place was also kept for me.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Very that precious place was kept for me. And so when I had that vision, that dream, I just decided to quit. I packed all my things, no time, and everybody was confused. What is happening to you? I said, I'm going to do one or two things in Italy. I will come back. And then packed all my things and came back to Italy. And this is where the journey started.
Wow. Yeah. I have picked a lot. Let me share one or two with you. Mommy talked about the fact that as parents who are in ministry, sometimes our eyes are blurred when it comes to our children. And so one of the things that we need to put in place or to be intentional about is our children, not only the congregation. My mother was very prayerful, praying for her children. I know her. I've heard of her. Very prayerful.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't think the devil, of course, what the devil tries to do always is the children that he sees having something purposefully for good, for God, is where he will go. But thank God. Mommy also spoke just about the fact that hearing the voice of God. Wow. Sometimes, I don't know whether it is Muslim, but you hear the voice of the devil so loud, but God's voice comes in a still, very, very still, small voice talking to you, even in the midst of the noise. And you need to be able to hear that voice. Thank God she was able to hear God's voice, and then she took a step, and now she finds herself in a very special place, as she said, that was reserved for her. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Mommy, let's say, at what point in your life did you have the call of God? The call. At what point?
Let me say that it has been a prophecy for so many years. I must say it is more than 20 years. I keep on hearing this. That you do this. I see you among men of God. I see you doing this. And it's that confirms, because in my dreams, most times, it will come that I will have a lot of dreams, series, every single day, like the same thing repeating itself in so many different ways, in so many maybe different areas. But it's the same thing that God is revealing to you. You see that maybe you see yourself in a platform, you see yourself doing this, you see yourself sharing the word of God, you see yourself doing that. And so it was something that it's more than even 20 years, let me put it this way, that you keep hearing, you keep dreaming, but at a point you see it. But then, anything that God calls you to do, it also needs time to prepare. And then most times when we find ourselves, it's also another issue when you find yourself. When you find yourself at a place where you are not allowed to bring what is inside you, it is also a very big issue. Because we live in Europe. If I were to be in Ghana, it wouldn't have been a problem at all. Okay, in Ghana it wouldn't have been a problem, because if you've been, I don't go to any place. My mom's church is there, and so you could do anything that you want to do. And so it has kept long though, but I know it was a preparation, and it was, and so I decided just to fix on the singing aspect. When every time God wants to call you or God is calling you, He starts with you from somewhere. He doesn't just get up. I know a lot of men of God. Some were even ushers, some were just prayer towers, some were musicians, some were singers. And so it started from that. My brother was organist and singer. He plays organ and you'll be singing. Men of God will be coming to pick him to their programs, crusades. He will be playing organ and be singing, and cripples will walk. And so, gradually processing, then the call of God was, started manifesting. And so I believe that it has been years, let me put it this way, but then there is time and season for everything. And then at the right time, the Lord will just cause you to get close to where He would want you to manifest. And whether being in a church or being in a group of people or being together with maybe somebody, because there are some people when you get close to them, what is inside you comes out. Others you get close to them and you can never manifest. And so it has been years. It's not something of yesterday.
Just because of what you said, Mommy, then I will ask, what are some, I know, see, there have been challenges. We will talk about the challenges, but there are some people that God brought into your life who has helped you, has supported you, and that has contributed to where you are today.
Sure.
Let's take this opportunity for you to acknowledge them. If there be some people like that in your life, can you let us know who they are, and then a form of appreciation unto them that you are really grateful for what they have done in your life?
Yeah. I am very, very grateful. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to my biological mother, because at a point now, she wakes up and then she decided that waging war in every area, just wage war. So I know I have a prayer warrior who is my mom, my biological mother, who is praying for me, and even in her old age, she is still praying. And I want to also thank God for Apostle Rema. I quite remember I had a very strong issue that, when you have menstruated, okay, and you are going and you don't even know that your back, there is a thing in your back. The people will look at you and nobody even comes to tell you that, sister, please, can you pass somewhere and then take care of yourself? I remember I had an issue. I have reserved Reverend Evelyn and Reverend Michael Kuma for the last. I remember I had an issue. It was so terrible. When you have not done something and then they sew a dress befitting one and put it on you, and it fits you so much that nobody believe you, but then it is only you involved. So at a point, I remember I was in Ghana for 1 year when I came. I met Apostle Rema at Reverend Evelyn's shop, my Evelyn, and he told me that this is what the Lord is telling me. I have written everything down. That was 2005, I think. And then I wrote everything down. Now, 2008 or 5, I think it's in my diary. And he told me that, listen, the Lord tells me to tell you that set your face at the flint. And don't look left or right. Just focus and then do what you're supposed to do. At the right time, he will let everything come out. And so I want to bless God for his life. And it's unfortunate that what he's going through, Auntie-Abra, wherever he is, may his soul rest in perfect peace. And so I want to thank God for the life of Apostle Rema. And when we talk of the people that he started, God started using him to bless them or let them, quicken them to become what they are. I'm the first person in Russia, let me say it that way. And so I bless God for his life. I appreciate him so much. Now coming back to, I have so many people that have contributed in my life. But then, these 3 key people, Mama Evelyn and Pastor Mike, they have been there for me. One time I remember when an issue rise up and I was talking to her, she looked at my face and said, you don't need to explain. I know it. I know everything. And I know you don't know anything about it. So you don't need to explain anything to me. So let's just call it off and then focus on what you are doing. Let's say everything that I am doing today, they are the backbone of the people that are pushing me, And there are times when you are in the ministry and you have something in you, you cannot even bring it out. But in their ministry, that everything that God said about me and God is saying about me is being manifested out there. And so I want to bless God for their lives and what the Lord has used them to do in my life. Not spiritually only, but physically. I have stayed with them when I came with all my kids. We were all in one house for 1 year. Nobody does that in Italy. With your kids in one house. Eat. We all go to Riri, we flash everything. It's not really common. You don't really find it. And so I, both physical and spiritual, I want to bless God for their lives. And on this platform, I want to say thank you so much to them for what God has used them for me to become. What God has used them for me to become. What the woman that God has always dreamed for me to become. And also to my husband. I remember the first time he met me, he was like, don't see yourself as a singer. You have to study, you have to study, you have to read the Bible, you have to study more, because there is more to, you are not just a singer, there is more to that. I don't know if you can see it that way. And then he mentioned one great woman of God to me, which that one is reserved to me alone, because it's my prophetic word. And that do you see this woman? I say, yes, this is who you are. And so you have to study alongside with the singing aspect. And so I bless God also for his life, that everything is manifesting with these people that I've mentioned. And I bless God.
Wow. when you see LP Julie all around this, there, here, you don't know what she has been through. Thank God for the destiny helpers. I believe that in everybody's life, you should have some people you can fall on. I know everybody cannot do everything for you, but at every point in time, if you need this, you know who to go to. If you need that, you know who to go to. And thank God for the great people she has mentioned, Apostle Rema and the family. She has mentioned also Lady Reverend Evelyn and the husband. And then she mentioned the husband himself, so for Prophet Baby. He said she is really, really grateful for bringing such people into her life that has brought her that far. Wow.
Yeah.
Great woman, you are blessed. You are
Amen.
really blessed. Yeah.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I am.
Yeah. So let's talk about your music ministry. From Ghana, or I hear a lot of people say, okay, when I was in school, I was part of the scripture union and I was singing and I was that. But where did your music ministry start from?
Let me ask, like I said earlier on, right from infancy, I was, my auntie could just pick myself and my brother and we'd be going to sing. At a point, it was only church. But I remember after the prophecy of Apostle Rema, let me put it this way, there was this program that was coming on in Trinity Baptist. There was this prophet, Prophet Bobby Hill, came to, he's an American, came to Trinity Baptist, and we were doing a program. And that week, the work that I was doing was not even permitted for me to go to the program because it was evening and I was supposed to close in the night. But then, at a point, I wish like, oh, how I wish I can go to the program, but there is no means. And so just the last day to the program, a day before the last day, the owner of the work called and it was like, I want somebody to come in the morning instead of in the afternoon to close in the night. Then I raised up my hands. I said, I will. It's like, are you sure? Can you? Because I said, yes, I will come. Then I was like, oh, thank God, I am free now. I can go to the program. So when I went to the program, because of those issues, when I go to church, I will even stay at the back because they have sacked me from the choir, not to sing again. They have sacked me from the choir that I cannot sing again. you have to do that? What has she done? And so at a point, I remember I slept. And in my dream, I saw a very big choir. And the person who is leading the choir, because I saw myself not to be doing okay, because there were people that were more better than me. But then he called me out from the group and gave me the mic to sing. So when I wake up, I was like, oh God, it is men have rejected me from the choir, but you have not rejected me. And so I told myself that I will sing when I'm bathing, I will sing when I'm in private, I will sing everywhere I found myself. And that really encouraged me to move on. And so in that meeting, the man of God was even almost about to finish. I was just sitting somewhere at the back. The man of God called me and he was like, the lady there, I was just looking somewhere. He said, no, don't look anywhere, I'm calling you. So when I went, he was like, I remember it like yesterday, some few words he said. He was like, why did you allow them to cut all your feathers? They are cutting your feathers. Oh my goodness. They are cutting your feathers. Why do you allow them? I am praying for you. You know, whatever happened, you have no idea and you don't know anything about it. But it seems like everything is on your head like as if the man was in Italy and knows everything about, like as if we live in the same house with him. That is prophetic word. Yeah. The man was really speaking. And he was like, he looked at me like, do you sing? I was looking at him. And somebody said, yes. She sings, but nowadays we don't see her singing. You know, one of the things that I did, and I want to encourage everyone that never ever stand anywhere to talk against the man of God or the woman of God that even think he has offended you. Never do that. I never told anybody about what the man of God did to me, about what my pastor did to me, but I trusted him so much. But he made me lose hope. But as I said, I thank God for my husband and the husband. They really stood for me that time. It would have been, you know, at times you might be very strong, but then at times you feel weak and you need somebody to strengthen you. And so the man of God said that, no, you have to start doing that. Listen, whatever you have gone through, you will do, he said that I see an album, you will do a song, but then I have not even yet started writing any song. You will do an album, you will do this, and the Lord say that whatever you are passing through, it's not like he has not seen it. He has seen everything, but he has allowed it because he is going to use you to what? To speak to or to teach the youth. That was what the word meant. And when I came home, I cried and I said, hey God, so you know, and you are just there quiet.
Did you have to wait so long to speak?
You have to wait so long. So you know all these things, and that made me so, I cried. But then inside me, I was also happy. That at least he knows it. And that day, the man of God just bowed down the head. The wife bowed down the head. And those people that knows what was happening could not look at my face. And the next day they asked me to come and join the fast. So supposedly the prophecy did not come.
Where would you have been?
Allow me. And that night, that was when I wrote my first song.
Wow. Mommy, share with us that very same song. Can you share with us?
That was what I wrote. I saw this man, Archbishop Dan Kamara, seated in a very big seat, and then he was singing that song. Quickly when I went up, I wrote the song down. And I stand in awe at who you are. Here I am to worship you, and I will worship you, Jehovah is your name, and I
wow,
Yes.
wow. We will
Yes.
worship
Yes.
you because Jehovah is your name. And so,
Yeah.
mommy, you came up with your album. How many?
Yes.
Today, we can even release a single. But as at those times, you need to have like 8, 7, 9 songs on an album. So you were able to come up with your own album after how long? And then how many albums do you have now? Or how many songs do you have now?
No, within that space of time, from that time of the prophecy, within that year, within a year, I was able to come out with an album.
Wow, wow.
I remember, it was like the songs were just coming. It was just coming, and I was just writing them. Some of them, I'm not good in writing tree songs, so I was doing a recording on the songs that comes in the tree before. I was singing so that I can remember.
Wow.
But then after the album, let's say after a year, that was where I met my husband. And then, because I wanted to go to Ghana and do promotion. But then when we got married, I realized I was pregnant. So I couldn't do anything again.
Duty
so
calls.
after when I gave birth, let me say, in 9 months, I got pregnant again.
Wow.
And so, yes, that, let me say, I was stuck for a while. And so I decided to just wait. But then the album, I did a remix of the album.
Okay.
When I gave birth to, before giving birth to Maggie, I did a remix of that album. And then added 1 or 2 to it. And so let me say that I have 2 albums now. But then because of the children, there was that kind of intervals up to now. But by God's grace, very soon another one will come.
I know of ANTWI-ADJEI, right?
ANTWI-ADJEI, Yeshirawo, ANTWI-ADJEI, Yekamfoda.
Wow, wow. Mommy has all these songs to her credit, and so if you have heard it and you don't know who wrote it, it's a Lady LP Julie who wrote those songs. She is a great worshipper. Yes. As Mommy Evelyn would say, our nation's worshipper, or the David of our time. She is a great worshipper, and so I would like her.
Now she has changed my name.
Okay.
Now she calls me Worship Warrior.
Worship Warrior. Wow, wow. Lady LP, Worship Warrior. Wow, wow. When it comes to worship, I think her lifestyle. When you see her, you see worship. She appears and it is worship. Like she doesn't. You can see that it's really in her. When they say worship becomes your lifestyle, I have a question when it comes to that, because when you were a worship leader in church, you are told to prepare. Yes, it is good to prepare. But when I see Lady LP Julie, I think, like my husband, I would say, he doesn't need to prepare. When you tell him to come and preach, he will just come and preach. And I see Lady LP like that. When you call her to come and worship, it is her lifestyle. So she doesn't need to prepare. It just flows. I wanted to talk to us a little bit about what worship is all about, because we have sometimes misunderstood what worship is, and even in the choices of songs, we go wrong. We have had the likes of, let me begin by saying my father, who is a choir master. We have had our minister, Ampang, who has guided us when it comes to even choosing the right song for a worship. Mommy, can you tell us a bit about worship?
I define my worship as honoring God above everything. That is worship. I loved singing. And at a point in my life, you meet people when they just want to break you down and limit you in what you do. I hear a lot of people that I have heard a lot that said that I don't have a good voice. But then one of the things that I keep telling them is that God really doesn't need my voice, He needs my worship. And so as I was in the singing processing, the Lord will just lay something on your heart, and you know that no, this is that. The most important, one of the things that I started the Lord's Vineyard was that it just dropped in my spirit that this is what you're supposed to do based on a vision that I had. We don't. I keep saying that whenever you just get up, come and do something, it doesn't stay. You give yourself some time. You get tired because you were not really called to do it. But you are called to do that. It will be like it's going up, it's coming down, but you are just there. You are hanging, and at a point, it will establish. That is what it is. I have this strong feeling in my spirit that what we are doing as singing is not really worship and what God wants, actually. And so that is when God started. Let me say the Holy Spirit started teaching me, and then I started also learning when it comes to the area of worship. And so as time goes on, as we are learning every single day, you have a revelation, a new revelation when it comes to worship. Somebody asked me, who gives you the topic? And I'm like, they look at you and it's like, can she? I'm like, who gives me topic? Nobody gives me topic. It is the Holy Spirit that drops. I write it down and I give it out because that is what it's all. The worship is, and so that is why I've taken my time in teaching in the Lord's Vineyard. We have to go beyond the normal singing because if it were to be singing, like I hear some people saying that I don't have a good voice, then my voice wouldn't have reached God. But then when it is about me as the person, I am honoring God above everything and every situation and above all. That is my reasonable worship. Then the song aspect, I keep telling people that it takes only just 5 minutes or only 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, 10% or 5%. The singing takes only that. The rest, the 85%, the 90%, it is your lifestyle. It is your lifestyle. Because if worship to be singing, then we have better people out there, worldly people out there, they are doing good music. And they have good voice and they can sing very good. There are times even when you are Christian and you hear those voices, you will just go to sleep. Oh yes, hear that voice. Hear the voice of Whitney Houston. Hear the voice of Michael Jackson. Hear the voice of some people. Even now, we have some people when you hear their voice, but then you ask yourself, is that what God really needs? No. And that is where we have twisted it, especially when we go to our country, Africa, Ghana. We have twisted the whole thing, and the whole thing is centered on songs. And so we think that worship is songs, and so that is why we go around misbehaving and corrupting ourselves, then come back to sing, thinking that is what God needs. But the truth is that no. The worship is you giving honor to God above everything, giving honor to God above yourself, giving honor to God above what you see, the worldly things that you see, giving honor to God by sacrificing your own self as a person, but alive. You being dead to this flesh, but alive. And that is really the reasonable worship that God really requires from us.
Wow. A reasonable worship, a true worshiper. Wow. It is not about the trending song. Worship is not the trending song or the song that you like, but you worship God because of who He is. Because whoever He is, somebody says you cannot un-God Him or out-God Him. He is God all by Himself. And so worship is making, like you go before a king, a worldly king. Whether you like him or not, he is your king and you need to worship him. You need to bow down. You need to greet him in the manner you're supposed to. If we will see our worship just as Mommy has described, then it will go beyond music. Even we have been taught to know that even the choice of songs we choose when it comes to worship is very, very important. When you want to worship God, you can't raise songs like Quantreful Jesus, Wona Misreo, because you love it. It is not worship. It is a prayer. You are asking God to do something. You are telling Him to do something. It is prayer and not worship. But if you want to worship, as Mommy, I know one of Mommy's songs says, Thou art faithful, oh Lord. Thou art faithful, oh Lord. Thou art faithful, oh Lord. Thou art faithful. Wow. Oh Lord.
You are declaring who God is. It is not about you. Worship is when you forget yourself and you give it all to God.
Wow.
But then today, people are worshiping and it's about that.
And we want to see.
It's about
it's because it's slow and it makes you cry when you sing, and so it is worship. No. The lyrics are very, very important. They play a very important role when it comes to worship. Let me go to Facebook. Let's see who is with us here. Let's see
who is with us. You sing well like him.
That one, I don't know which key he sings anyway. Maybe it's key Z. So, Mommy. Yeah, let's go. He said, welcome. You are welcome, Lady Julie says, my husband. We have Mommy Evelyn. Reverend Evelyn says, blessing. We have Mommy Grace Mamle also watching with us. She says, bless you. Bless you, my ladies. Bless you too, Mommy. We have Mr. Kenny says, yeah, when spotted by God, it only takes time, but you will surely show up in time. Wow.
Yeah.
He sends us some love. He said, yes, you are right. We have Debbie Brown watching. You are welcome. We have my husband says, putting priorities right. Yes, priorities right. It's true. White men are romantic. That one I don't know. Is it true that white men are romantic?
Very.
Okay. Maybe is it because our men don't do what they are supposed to do? What makes them romantic than our men anyway? The men, please, you can write to us. Why are you not romantic as the white men?
So, wow. We were not. There are some certain things. Our men were not brought up that way. Now, of course, now a lot of them are learning, and they are really learning how to be a romantic, you know. So that is it. You know, every worshiper is very romantic.
Very true.
Every worshiper is very,
very true. With this one, I can commend somebody, even though he doesn't really have a good voice. He loves worship. He can sing and sing, and he knows every song. He can sing and sing, but the voice. And he is very, very romantic.
He really need the voice too.
It's true. That is why he can sing. I'm talking about my husband. Wow. Let's see again. C'est la vita. Yes. God, sometimes you go through lots of trouble, but what he has for you or in store for you is bigger. Wow. And then he says that when he's coming, he comes late, but when he appears so big. God appears so big. Said, hurting, but God was behind the scenes. Yeah. 20 years. Yes, of course. Mommy has been in this for 20 years. A befitting dress. Yeah. They will sew a dress so fitting that even to remove it, you might maybe have to get a scissors, because you cannot open zip or button, because the enemy will sew a fitting dress for you.
Yeah.
Wow. He said, God bless you, Apostle Rema. Yes, God bless you wherever you are. Mommy Evelyn says, my God. He said, Jesus. He said, Prophet Solomon, God bless you, sir. That is from my husband to Prophet Solomon. He said, mercy, sacked from the choir. Oh, it takes only God. Only God understand. Called among many. Yes, mommy has been called among men. Never allow men to cut off your feathers. Never allow men to cut off your feathers. Mommy Evelyn says, my God. We have Mommy Maud Peggy Wilson watching right from the UK. Mommy, you are so much welcome. This is the Virtuous Woman. Mommy Evelyn says, wow, worship Jehovah is your name. Wow. Said, Mr. Osikeni says, Aye Bidanyami. Yes, that was one of the songs written by our LP Julie. We have my a lady Efiache was saying, we are waiting for the album. Yes. Our CEO says she's waiting for the album. Don't worry, it will come very soon. We have Lady Judith watching. It says, Minister, God bless you, Minister Julie Esel. My husband says, definitely, God needs your worship and not your voice. We cannot talk about voice and music without also mentioning Minister Thomas Andrews, because they are also being of a blessing to our generation when it comes to music. We also have Minister Mattison, also to us, he has been of a blessing. If Lady Efiachi was saying, Lord have mercy. He said, Lord, all these vibe killers. Mercy, Lord, all these vibe killers. We have our lady Ruth Asamoah Nyako watching. Mommy Grace Mamley says, more than a song. God bless you, Mom. Yeah. Mrs. Kenny says, dead but alive. Mommy Tando is here. Thanks for watching. Mommy Tando says, sacrifice unto him. Sacrifice unto him. Mrs. Kenny says, definitely you can't ungod him, neither outgod him. I concur, he says. He also says, you people sing so well, like myself. God bless you, ladies. You want Mr. Matando to come for you. He said, like yourself. She's just laughing because she knows your voice. He said, Mr. Skinny says, cause we are African men and to the core. African men to the core. They are the only people who knows the meaning of that. They are African men to the core. We have Osofo Benson also watching. Thanks so much, Osofo, for being with us. He said, God bless you, Mom. That is to our mommy, LP Julie. Let me go to quickly see if there is any message for us on YouTube.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, where is my YouTube members? Okay, we have our mommy Patience Amate says, God richly bless you, Mom, for sharing this powerful experience. He said, may the Almighty God continue to use you more and more to his own glory. Thanks for being a blessing to us this afternoon. We are very much grateful. Thank you to Mommy. Thank you for the encouragement you are giving unto us. Yes, Mommy, we have heard extreme worship. We have heard the Lord's vineyard. We have heard a moment in his presence. How did this vision birth? Can you tell us a bit about this your ministry?
Okay. The Lord's Vineyard started before extreme worship. But before then, I did in Trinity Baptist. I did worship revolution, and that was the first worship program I did Then after that, that was 2000. I gave birth 2013. That was 2014. I did it in Trinity Baptist.
Okay.
But then from there we moved from Trinity Baptist, and so when we came to another ministry, Spirit Life Chapel, then from there I had a bit break, and so I started the extreme worship program. But then, as I said, the Lord's Vineyard, let's say in this month, this year April will be 7 years.
Wow.
The Lord's Vineyard, yes. I was just there, and then it just dropped in my spirit to come on Facebook, and like I said, to come and be doing this teaching. But then I was also, you look at yourself and you are like, how can you go and be doing this? No, I'm not social media person. If not for ministry, I'm not that type of social media person. So I had Facebook, but I don't even go there. I remember I was in Ghana and I was telling Mary, can you log into the Facebook and see what is there? I don't even go there. And so then it was an Easter. Then I went on Facebook and then just did one song or two. Then from there, every Sunday, I felt like, okay, coming home. Then gradually, I decided to now put in what God has intended for me to do. So I started, that is how it all started. Yeah.
Wow.
Then extreme worship, after 2 years, extreme worship is 5 years this year.
Okay.
So after 2 years, I started the extreme worship because it was something that, it's like when you see yourself doing something in the realms and you are not, it's not manifesting. And then that is where this thing came in, that is extreme worship. And the word extreme came because, I wanted to have something not just entertainment, but I am just praying that gradually we will get there. But I am just believing God that through extreme worship, miracles will happen. I mean, deliverances will take place because I still can't figure it out. That it's like these days we don't really see. People go to the worship program and the next thing you hear from them was like, nice, so it was nice, so
it was
and what's next? And what's next? After the nice, what's next? Okay, the extreme really is the going beyond the norm. Okay, so we want to really go beyond the normal thing that people are doing every day. And so that is extreme worship. And then we have the Lord's Vineyard. And then the moment in His presence it's still in the Lord's Vineyard that every first week of the month, we just dedicate that one alone for worshiping songs and not worshiping teachings. At times you might see that it might shift to maybe second week, or because maybe there will be a program there and I have to, or maybe somebody's doing a program, so I have to just hold it on and then push it to the next. So a moment in His presence is still in the Lord's Vineyard.
Wow. Well, let's say, is there the really difference between those who do music, gospel music, those abroad and those in Ghana? Because I've heard lots of challenges from those in Ghana, but I believe also that even with those here, they have also lots of challenges. Is there really a difference? And what are some of the challenges you have had to encounter with?
Oh yeah, let me say that the challenges, of course, they are there. Now, I can't say that both here and also in Europe, both Europe and Ghana, let me say. Because in Europe, it is more because in Europe, we don't have a lot of equipment here, a lot of things, and nobody has time because of work and other things, and so the way we were supposed to grow faster here, it is a bit difficult. When you have something on your heart, you want to do it. In Ghana, quickly, you have the people that are there, available, they are doing it. How many trumpeters do we have in Russia here? Even Russia, we don't even have one.
We had one and it's no more.
You were having a visa lab?
Yeah, but he's going to be with the Lord. He's not.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And so now there is no trumpeters here. And maybe what you wanted to do, you really needed a trumpeters to be able to blow it for you, but you don't have it. Now, supposing in Africa, you have about 10 of them. And you have good ones of them. And so these are some of the challenges that we have here. Okay. But when it comes to the area of maybe producing songs, and so of course, like rightly in Italy we had Minister Thomas. My he did everything. And so we had Minister Thomas, and then we have other people in other European countries. I don't know their names, but I know we have other people there. But in Italy here, I knew of Minister Thomas, who was producing a lot of songs for people. And the area of the challenge is, yes, at times in the area of money also, it is also an issue. It is, and this one, it is both Ghana and here. And let me chip in here that one of the reasons why a lot of people, it's not like God did not call them, God called them, but at a point when they are stuck and their destiny helper came, we were not able to differentiate that this one is from God and this one is not from God, but just want something. I remember when I was doing my song, there was this brother that was living close to us in our place. And so he's also good in the chi songs. And so I would just show him that we would be doing some rehearsal. At a point when I needed money, you know what he told me? That I have money here. I have 55,000 euros. I'm not using it for anything. If I can give in to him, he will just give me the money to complete the song. That is what he told me. He told me that if I will give in, and he is telling me already with the extra, the main one, the tight one, and you see everything inside ready.
Oh my God.
And I was like, hey, okay. I just told myself that I will not even step in this place again. When I was finishing my song, the last moment when I'm about to finish, my mom that brought me money to complete
Wow.
They brought me money from home to complete everything.
God
because
bless her.
At that point, again I was asking myself, hey, so now I understand why people are saying because this one's and a lot of people in Africa, they are giving in because they want to come there.
But nobody knows, yeah.
They want to come out because this person feels like I have the gift, I have the song. And so if this person is talking to me, what is this one? Let me do it once with him, and then let me just come out. They come out and they are not making any impact. Because the source where you get the money to do it is not from God. And when they start doing it with you, they will not stop. Every time they will do it. And that is where the problem is. And so there is a whole lot of challenges. So I will take this opportunity to tell everyone that listen, when God calls you and gives you something, maybe you want it to happen maybe this year. But then the person that is coming, if the person is asking something more than what you think is not the right thing to do, please don't do it. At the right time, God will send your way somebody who will help you to be able to do it. We have stayed all this while, and we, apart from the childbearing, we have stayed all this while. It's not because the songs are not there, but it's because there was no money to do it. But we are still staying. And I can testify to the glory of God that I stayed and I am still waiting. God brought in somebody on my way, and very soon the album is coming up. Which I did not put in my money to do it.
Wow.
And so I want to encourage everyone. Listen, the person who wants to help you wants to sleep with you. They just want to destroy your life and your future and what God has had for you. They just want to cut it. Because I believe that if I was supposed to be giving in, I shouldn't have been here this time talking. And so we don't have to expect the fame from men. Let us, God Himself, bring us to the light. And when He does it, your light will never go dim. Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Your light will never go dim. It will be perpetual. It will always shine. You cannot hide it under the table. It will always shine for men to see, because the focus is not you, the focus is not men, but the focus is God Himself. Wow. All too soon, our time is up, and then we'll ask Mommy to give us her last words, and then we'll close for the day. Mommy, please, your last words.
Well, my last word, I want to say this thing. Whenever you see somebody doing something, never think that, where from this one? Where does she think she's coming from? You know, you meet a lot of people, and that is what they think. Everybody started from somewhere. There is no much time, and that is a very bit of what my story is, what I have revealed to you today. There is more to it. Obi Kanye, Yabro,
Yabre,
it is
Enkofabre.
Girls are bread.
Those who paved the way, they have really gone through a lot. Yeah.
And it's not better, it's not an easy journey.
Can you take this opportunity also to give an advice to any young minister coming, what they need to put in place, what they need to consider, what their focus should be, an advice?
Exactly. And so that is why I am saying that, like you rightly said, my last word, and I want to chip in this one, like you have given me that opportunity. Please, don't look down on people by thinking that where is she coming from? What does she think? No. We are coming from very far away. It has not been one day journey. It's not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years. My elder son is 25 years. 25 years. In this 25 years, before giving birth to him, I was singing. Before giving birth to him, I was singing. I was doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, 40 days fasting, 30, 20, hey, fasting. I remember one lady looked at me and was like, one of my men, hey, Julie, who say you want to chop fasting not doors? Fasting doors on the door. And I keep on telling them that you don't know. Me, if I stop fasting today, tomorrow they will catch me. And so, in all these things, it was a preparation. At times, you don't even know that God is using that to prepare you. And so, gradually, please, the call, you might sense that you have the call. You have everything. You have the songs. You have everything that it takes. You have the good voice. But please, never allow any man or woman to tell you that I will help you by making use of your body to help you. That is not from God. This one is not help from God. In Cassandra, we have about 5 albums. But it is not help from God. At the right time, submit to authority. At the right time, there was a place that I was in that place, and I was telling them that every time we are doing Sunday school, I will tell them that, listen, when the set time of God to bring somebody out, and if even you are in a church and you are not being manifested, the Lord will uproot you and plant you in another place where you can be manifested, so that what He has installed in you will come out. I forgot about this prophecy about Bobby Hill, but then just last 2 years past there, this same prophecy, a lot of people were repeating it. I don't even know how to start it. I don't know how to go about it. But one of the things that I know is that God has called me not only in a worship area, not only in preaching, but also to what? Help also the youth. How it's going to start, I don't know. But I know that at the right time, the Lord Himself will bring it to pass. Don't rush. Be respectful wherever you are. Just be respectful. Obey instructions. Today, the youth, one of the things that is killing the youth today is that nobody wants to suffer. We want a place where it is already done. The food has to be cooked. It has to be ready. And so they don't want to even go through with the leader. No. They want a place that is already set up. I have it already. They want to enter to the place and everything is equipped and ready. They have forgotten that it is other people that struggled and also worked with the man of God or the woman of God to be able to set up the place. They don't want to. And so please, you have been planted at a place. Be respectful, obedient. Allow yourself to be talked to. Some people, you can't talk to them. Allow yourself to be talked to. Me, if I come close to you and you cannot advise me, I will not get close to you. Because as I am going, I don't know that I might not know what is happening at my back. And so if you cannot tell me, then I have a problem with you. I always want to be with people that can advise me. And so I want to advise everyone, especially the youth, and even some grown-ups. Maybe you are 50, but you have not yet manifested. Don't see yourself to be above the authorities, the law, the respect, everything. And as you do that, gradually, by the time you realize you are out there, and the Lord Himself will exalt you and make you to become what He wants you to become, and the dreams that you have had concerning your life. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. Mommy has said a lot. Mommy has said a lot. Mommy, please, before you go, what should we expect tonight? I know it's going to be a wonderful night with our minister. What should we expect today?
Yeah, tonight. I want us to expect that. Now, most times, when we talk of glory, and whenever you are doing something, you ask yourselves, what is the reason why I am doing this? Tonight, we want to tell people that there is glory in worship. I don't want to speak for the man of God. That is my own spiritual father, Reverend Michael or Tim. I've mentioned all the names. It's left with one name. That one, I will be that close. He will be on to tell us how the glory comes, how we are going to see that glory when it comes to the area of our worship. So stay tuned and join us at 7 p.m. sharp in the Lord's Vineyard. And after today, I believe that you will change the way you worship God, and so that you'll be able to see the glory in worship.
Wow.
Amen.
The glory in worship. Please stay tuned. The Lord's Vineyard, 7 p.m. this very evening, and your life will never be the same. Let me quickly go lastly to Facebook. We have our Mr. Skeni says, if God brings out your light, it will never go dim. Mommy Tando says, mercy, no wonder people talk about this negatively. Yeah, the music industry is quite an issue, and it takes only God. Mommy Grace Mamble Daddy says, that's right. Mommy Tando says, the race is not for the swift. Zotkini says, mercy. Mommy Mamble says again, no easy road to success. No, it is not easy at all. Zotkini says, but no pain, they say no gain. And so we shall endure. If He brought us that test, we shall have a testimony by all means. Mr. Zotkini says, allow yourself to be talked to as young ones. Reverend Evelyn says, God bless you, LP Julie. Says the same. Grace Mammy Daddy says, God bless you, Minister. Blessings to you, they say. Lady Pastor Julie, thank you so much. We believe that as she has shared her story, you have learned, as we said, the scope of this, the scope of us wanting to know our women in ministry is for us to learn from their mistakes, learn from their experience, to learn and to do the right thing, to make informed decisions. Because we have learned from them, we will not make the same mistakes, or because they have encouraged us on how they were able to go through, we will also follow through. She made us understand that we should not give up. Press on. Don't give up. Know the times and the season, because it is appointed unto every man. It is different. Everybody's time is different. Everybody's time is different. So if you are a youth, stay under authority. If you are a youth, listen. Surround yourself with the people who will watch your back, as she says. who will tell you when you are going wrong. Not only people who will pamper you and will not let you know you are doing the mistake. And you too, when you are told or when you are corrected, you need to accept it. Wow. Thank you so much, Lady Pastor Julie Esel, for coming to share your experience with us. We are so much grateful for you to have accepted our invitation. And so to you out there, thank you also so much for being with us. We believe you have been blessed. We say that.
Thank you.
God
bless you for having me.
God bless you, Lady Julie. We say that stay with us. This is the Inside Studios. This is a Virtuous Woman, where we learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. God bless you, and bye for now.
Teach me